Welcome to another episode of Post Shave, where we get to see what's going on the interwebs across a number of forums that have Shave the Man attached to them. So without further ado, let's get on with the questions. Is blooming soap a must? What I mean is, I tried my B&M Seville and PAA CAD, each 4 consecutive shaves bloomed and 4 consecutive shaves not bloomed. I had the same awesome results. So that leads me to believe, in my opinion, that you don't need to bloom the soap. What do you guys think? That old chestnut. Let's put this to bed once and for all. Blooming is not essential. You don't have to bloom a soap. You absolutely don't. The performance of the soap is not affected at all by blooming. If, however, you wish to engage all the senses and to bring forth the aromatic compounds that the soap maker has so carefully and fastidiously placed into the soap, then blooming may enhance your experience. I'll give you an example. Here is a soap, a hard puck of soap that I've had for about 5 or 6 years. I can't really detect a robust scent anymore. And I remember when I first purchased this, I could. And because it's been sitting around, as I say, for a number of years, I'm not getting what I used to be able to, in an olfactory sense, from this soap. So what to do? Well, there are a number of things you can do. You can put it in a container and bloom it. In other words, cover it with some lukewarm water and let it sit there for about 10 minutes. Is this going to improve the performance of the soap? Probably not. Marginally. What it will do, though, is that it'll help me to lather this soap and load my brush a little easier, and it will most certainly bring all the aromatics to the fore. So, to answer the question in the simplest possible way, you do not have to bloom. Blooming assists in bringing the aromatics to the fore and may also assist in loading your brush before you lather. Now let's put this away. What makes a razor a good head shaver? Is the criteria different than a good face shave razor? This is an interesting question. The criteria for a good head shave razor, first and foremost, is technique. It's not the razor at all, it's your technique. Practice. One thing you need to know straight off is that the surface of your head is a lot harder than your face. So obviously your head is a little more forgiving. You're not going to be shaving your head in the same way that you would your face. Your head can take a lot more in terms of A, efficiency and aggression in a razor, and B, the sort of pulling and stretching the skin that is normally required when you shave your face. Cartridge razors are very efficient when it comes to shaving your head. I know that's anathema for many, many people, but let's face it, if you're going to use a cartridge razor, use it on your head. That's perfectly okay. I won't tell anyone. But slant razors are also very good. The ones that I particularly like are the Mirka 37C, super duper efficient, tiny. You can move it around your head quite easily, so maneuverability is very, very good. The Mueller R41, both versions, the 2011 and the more current version, super efficient. This thing will bite. It will bite. But once you've dialed in the angles, it is a marvel. And if you're willing to invest a little more money, I would probably go with something like an above the tie S1 and S2, an open and closed comb slant razor. This is my go-to for shaving my head, and you'll see that I've gone with a shorter handle so as I can get around there and do what I need to do, shine things up a bit. What's proper soap etiquette when you receive a soap or product for free? Is it okay to sell? I recently gave some gear away and saw it listed for sale. Thanks for your input. Thanks for your question. Look, this is an interesting one, and it's one that anthropologists and sociologists would have an absolute field day with. Why? Because this can be applied across all areas of gift giving, or piffing, as we like to say in the community. There are some Indigenous cultures, for instance, that consider gift giving an act of war. I'm not entirely comfortable with giving a gift to someone and then seeing it being sold on a forum somewhere. But I also understand the other side of the argument that says once you have gifted this item to somebody, it is theirs to do as they wish. Personally, it doesn't sit right with me. I have gifted things on a number of occasions and had the person contact me and say, is it okay if I now pass on this to somebody else? And I think that's perfectly okay. But I guess there's something else that's going on here, and that is this whole notion of altruism. When you give something to somebody, you're not really expecting anything in return, or are you? I guess what's happening is that we're undergoing an invalidation crisis. In other words, I've given you something, you now have decided to move it on, and worse, you've decided to sell it. It's like breaking the barter cycle. I guess it's not an easy question to answer. Each and every one of us will have their own opinion. As I say, I'm not entirely comfortable with it myself. I would not on-sell something that was given to me as a gift. I may, however, give it to someone else as a gift. And if it was someone that was in the community, although this is a global hobby, we're only a very, very small community, I would contact that person and say, look, is it okay, or would you mind if I pass this on to someone else that would really enjoy this product? I hope that murkies the waters a little bit more for you. This episode's spotlight is not a product spotlight, it is an institution spotlight. If you haven't done so already, I want you to check out a particular YouTube channel which I think will be useful to all and sundry. And that channel is Uncle Dabya, or Eric Burgos. What a wonderful and classy gentleman this man is. I love his videos, never miss them, never miss them. It's about the narrative, it's about deep and dirty house music. He takes us through things that are happening in his life. 1 minute he's in Nashville, next minute he's driving his BM, barrister and man that is, and his BMW. Eric is very, very entertaining. I love that he date stamps all his videos. He tells you when he's doing them. Sometimes he's a little hungover, sometimes. He's always a lot of fun, super cool dude. Check him out, I'll put the link below. Well, that's it for another episode of Post Shave. I'll be back a lot sooner this time, and until then, either shave it off or keep it nice.